Hello everyone, this is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. I am super excited because today we're going to be making our third project for our September paper pumpkin kit alternatives. Always a mouthful. And I love the card we're going to be making. Hint, hint, it's an interactive card. But before we go into the card, if you don't know what Paper Pumpkin Kit is, it is a monthly subscription by Stampin'Up where for your $23.50 here in the US, and that includes shipping, you will get everything you need to create the projects they have designed for that specific month. They include, let's say, if it's card bases, the cutouts, the adhesives. It will not include glue, but it will include glue dots or tear tape or dimensionals. It always include, let me bring it out, I'm always off camera, it always include a stamping spot, which I love. I rarely ever use these in the video just because I already have my big stamping pad, so I will just use that one instead. But I love these ones because you can use them in many other occasions, and if you don't have the color, then you have an extra ink pad. That's one of the things I love about the Paper Pumpkin Kit is that it brings always a unique exclusive stamp set and the stamping spot. So to me, what that means is you're going to be increasing your stamp collection for a very, very good price, and you will be getting also, or increasing also, your color ink collection. Well, you will be increasing the amount of colors you have with your inks. Okay, so if you are interested, follow the link below and subscribe to it. It's a really, really good way to get started. If you don't feel very confident or you're just starting, you're beginners in the paper crafting world, super easy way to kind of get your feet wet and learn new techniques and learn about dimensions and all that good stuff. Let's move to the crafting table. There we are. So before we go into the card, I want to show you, this is the next Paper Pumpkin Kit. You will have until October 10th to subscribe to get it. It will ship on the 11th. Don't miss it. This is gorgeous. It's my understanding this is cards, and I think it has Santa coming to town. I don't know. You know that we never know what's in it, but I would not miss this one because the next one, so November's kit, kind of are its tags and they match with this theme. So don't miss it. Now, if you are interested in doing what we call a prepaid, if you get October, November, and December, you will be earning a free reward from me because that will be more than $50. So for every $50 before shipping and taxes, you earn a reward. And it's a free gift. This month is the Santa Express memory card pack. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to link up here a video I made using them. Super simple to create a huge amount of cards in like literally no time. So good to know. And I always show you guys how this, the actual kit would look like. So these are the treat boxes this Paper Pumpkin kit brought. It has 18 boxes and 3 different designs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is, I always show you as well. This is the actual pieces of the card of the kit. Sorry, it has those beautiful ghosties and the spider, places to put your sentiments, some spider web, some other pieces that we're going to use some of them. These are the boxes themselves, and this is what I decided to call the wrappers. It brings that, there's our stamp set, our ink spot, and it brings this beautiful black stars that have adhesive in the back. Oh my God, it's lovely. Now, let's get to our card. Oops, before I move forward, very important, you guys know, if you've been here before, I try to use only what's in the kit. The only things I will bring besides that are my tools. So the trimmer, right? But I am assuming that if you're a paper crafter, you sort of have a cutting device of right? And if you don't, go down below and get Stampin'Up's trimmer. Let me show you here real quick. Oops. This trimmer is, to me, the bomb. I absolutely love it. You are able to do all many things with it. These blades are replaceable. I'm off camera there. These blades are replaceable. And you have both the scoring. Okay, let me move this. You have both the scoring blade and the cutting blade. This is why, and you have measurements in here as well. And I was trying to hold it so the glare wouldn't get you, and these extend all the way to 17 inches. One of the best things I have bought in my lifetime as a crafter is this. Super, super useful. But then I will bring my take your pick or my bone folder. If I need, I'm going to bring my glue. I use a Stampin' Up Tombow. I have moved all my Tombow in here because I have found out that I'm super, super messy with glue, and so I can't use it. I need a super thin, how you call it? Well, a super thin amount of glue that comes out, because otherwise it just goes all over. So I bring my own stamping blocks, right? And like I said, any adhesive, most of the time I use a combination of our Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to bring it here. I love it. If you want, it's super strong. It just rolls. It's perfect. I use it a lot for our videos because it's just faster. But probably today I will be using some of the tear and tape, which by the way was included in the kit. So if you really want to make this card, you can. Scissors, again, all tools. The only two things I bring that are not in the kit is a piece of black cardstock and a piece of white cardstock. Again, my assumption is that you most likely have a piece of white cardstock and a piece of black cardstock, right? Those are the only two things I allow myself to bring in as needed. The last thing, in this case today, I'm going to bring my blending brush because we're going to make some blending for one. I'll show you here in a minute. And I'm thinking if there's anything else I'm bringing today, but I don't think so. So let's get started. Oh, sorry. Second important thing. All these dimensions, all these measurements will be linked below. So don't stress about taking notes. I still put them like this just to help a little bit, but it will be all down below. We're going to need 3 pieces of black cardstock measuring 4 1/4 tall by 4 1/2 wide, and that's important because it needs to go this way, and it's easy to go, I don't know, to get confused and go this way. Ask me how I know. That's why I'm keeping it like this, so I know that this is the tall area. And these are this is 1/8 smaller, so this will be 4 1/8 by 4 3/8, and this is 1/4 smaller. So this is and this is 1/4 smaller. So this is 3 7/8 by 4 1/8. But again, I don't even know. I'm telling you all this. This you are going to have below. These you're going to need 2. These are 3 by 4 1/2, and these are just 1/8 smaller each. As you can tell, I did already some of these blending. Just use my Orchid Oasis ink and went all over. So I can create a cardstock, right? Quote unquote. And so that's why I didn't go all the way, because this is going to go on top. Okay, so those are the things we're going to be using. We're going to bring that smallest piece, the one that is 3 7/8 by 4 1/8, and let me do this a second. We're going to zoom in a tiny bit. I have here my Orchid Oasis, and we are going to, oops, before I make a mess, I'm going to bring here, as you can tell, this other piece of my grid paper, the one I was using before. That way I keep this grid paper, the one underneath, clean, and I don't, I don't risk it to get my card dirty when I'm almost done. This is a piece of Post-it. If you're interested, I will link it down below for you to get it. This can be just a piece of paper. It can be, if you have masking paper, that could work. I just got the piece and cut a half circle. And really, literally what I did was cut the piece and put this in there and cut around it. That's all I did. I was thinking of actually, this comes with the kit, and you can probably, if you don't have anything, you can probably cut these. I just thought it was a little bit too big, and I didn't want to waste one of these, but this will do. Now, if you see, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to still have a little bit of white there, so I am actually bringing these other, just a tiny piece there, so it will hold it for me. And like we've done in the past, I'm going to go here and kind of take off a little bit of the ink in here. If you don't, you may get something like this, and you know what, this is very hard to blend. So again, just go ahead and do that. And the first thing I'm going to do is go around the edge of this moon, and go around it, and we're going to get increase in that ombre effect. So lighter, darker. Although we're going to have some stuff in here, it still needs to go darker. So I'm going to go back in here and really darken this. Now, if you've seen videos of people blending and doing skies, because this technically is going to be dark night or in the night, the magic ingredient, I think, will always be adding some black to it, like on the edges. I am not going to do that in here because, we, like I've clarified, we want to use only what's in the kit. But if you have some Memento Tuxedo ink or another ink, or maybe some gray ink, it is great to do that. So what we're doing here is, this is going to be our moon, and this is the halo of the moon, okay? And I'm going to go still darker in this area and on these corners. So I'm using these two corners as a guide, and this is why, because I'm going to have something going on in here, so that's an area that nobody will be able to see. And I really, if you notice, I really took out most of my ink in here, and we are going to go closer to that moon ish, and this is almost done. I'm putting it darker still. Okay, now let's move this, and here is our beautiful moon. Isn't that super cute? I absolutely love doing some backgrounds with that. Let me remove these, so you can tell that's rebellious, and remove these. And if you have pen, water, it's spritzer, you can't spritz over it, sprit over it. You can use some white paint just to go over. It's super fun. I'm going to leave it as is, so you don't you don't have to use anything. Now if you're interested on some background ink blending and all that good stuff. I recently made a video with gnomes. I absolutely love all those backgrounds, and I'm going to link it up here for you guys so you can go and check it out. So this is our base. Let me bring the pieces I have. Oh, it's very important to create your background before gluing the whole card. I think that it's easier to start with the decorations and then put them together. So this is a piece of just one of those pieces that come from our in the one of those pieces that come in the kit. Sorry, and this measures 1¼ by 3. You can make this smaller, you can make this bigger, it doesn't matter. This is, in my brain, kind of a wool, you know, just cuz. And I'm gonna put this one here. We're gonna have our ghosty here and this one here, just like so. This can go over a tiny bit because in the end this goes over another. This is going to be layered. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my Stampin' Seal Plus, which is brand new. I'm so excited. And I'm going to glue this on this paper. And as you can tell, I already made a mistake. Thankfully, a mistake that we can solve. I told you guys, it needs to be, this is the wide here. The tall piece is the 4¼ so this is the 4¼ in this one. So I'm going to bring this up here and we're centering this, and as I told you, this is 1/4 smaller, and I am doing this so I know, and I am going to, this is the other one, so we're going to glue this as well. Or at here, this is not really gluing. Okay, so this is how this goes, because again, remember that the 4¼ area needs to go up. And I'm going to bring my let's see. I think I want the trick or treat in here. And then we're going to use this inside the Happy Halloween. So let me bring my stamping block. We're going to ink it and put it in here. Super easy. Isn't that lovely? I absolutely love that you're able to get these all set up without a lot of, you know, issues. This is what's going to go here, and we may change this in a minute. So I'm thinking I want these like that. No, maybe these a line here and this one off a tiny bit. That's what's going to go. I'm going to use glue for this just because it gives me a little bit more, oops. Oh, today is rebellious. It gives me a little bit more of flexibility to really see where I want this. And we're going to align with the first layer, so within the blue, the Orchid Oasis. And then I'm going to bring this yellow piece that comes with the kit as well, and I'm just going to offset it like there. And I'm using the lines within the flat paper to guide me so it's sort of straight. And this is going to go offside a little bit. And I am going to use glue again. So it's going to go into white and all the way to the black. And that's just some fun, right? The last piece we're going to use is the some dimensionals. And before I go any further, I wanted to put some of these bats. I love these bats. Just making sure they're okay. And I want to put them right here. If you have Black, they might look better with black, of course, but I love it as is. And we are going to put our ghosty maybe like there. We're going to use dimensionals on this one. Whoops. And so far, so good. Doesn't it look super cute? Okay, so we have this piece. Let's go with the other. This piece is, let me see. So this piece, it's okay. On this side, we need to cut a little bit more so you can tell. So let's bring our trimmer. This piece actually needs to be, and I'm going to start with 1/16 of an inch. And if you don't know, the 1/16 of an inch is right there with these brown line ends. So another 1/16 of an inch, and we'll see if that fits. And if it doesn't, we'll keep cutting. Seems like it needs another 1/16. So going back here. And again, I just didn't cut this correctly. These will do, these measurements, and I'll show you here in a second, are included. So this is a piece of what I call the wrappers. Because the boxes themselves, they go, you open them, let me show you. This is the box as is. So what you create is you follow this all through and glue it, and that's why I call it a wrapper. Super beautiful, huh? So this piece needs to fit in here. In other words, this piece needs to measure exactly like this, okay? And we are going to go in here, and if you can tell, I made not a good calculation. I'm just finishing that off. And I'm actually going to go over a tiny bit with it, with my blending brush, just like so. Not a whole lot, but just to give it a spookier look. This is going to go here. So let me move that out of the way. Let's bring our, I'm going to do glue. And this is why, because I really want to put some tiny bits of it around. And this is where these really small, I forgot the name of it, but really this small outcome is nice to use, because then you can put glue all over those really thin areas where it's very hard to put glue on. So we're going to bring this, let me move that out of the way as well. Align these, so center as best as you can. And again, I'm using glue just because it's a little bit simpler. And we are going to bring our, which I should have had out, but of course I didn't. Where is my, and we're going to bring out one of the, where do I want her? I think I want her like that. So our spider that comes, this is a cutout that comes with the kit. And I'm going to glue the spider. These cannot be on dimensionals because this is a double slider card, and so it's going to go inside, and we need her to be able to slide. So I'm just going to put her there. And I'm going to bring again those bats. Did I mention I really like them? Okay. And put one in here. Just like that. So we're going to leave that on the other side, and now we're going to work with our other piece. So I mentioned I wanted to use our Happy Halloween. I'm hoping this is good enough. Yes. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come with my Happy Halloween here. And I'm going to align this. So let's put this straight. Align as best as we can. and we'll go there. Ha! Straightish enough, people. I'm very excited as is. I'm going to bring our ghosty, whom I love, as you can tell, because I've used it many, many times. And we are going to, I always try them in my grid paper. We're going to put one there. And we're going to put another one right there. Okay. And when you see me going off camera like that, I am just cleaning my stamps. You guys know that cleaning your stamps will expand their life. And I am going to bring the stars, which I have used many times. I also like them very much. I like the idea of being able to create some sort of interesting background. And I'm going to go like that. I'm going to bring it there. 1, 2. Whoops. That got messy. Let me clean that up. Okay. I'm going to make some like there. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm getting my blocks really dirty for some odd reason. So I'm just going to go grab a piece of towel paper and clean it. And I'm just going to go like this and put one here. And there we go. We just have some starry fun. There. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blending brush, very soft, and go all around it, but avoiding the ghosts, of course. So really super light. And we are done with this piece. Let me clean my stamp again. Just remove everything I don't need. This one is going to go in here. And let's bring our Stampin' Seal Plus. Whoops, missed the spot. Center as best as we can. So the fact that we created that, it creates like a continuation of the darker orchid oasis. And we're going to glue this. Whoops, there we go. And align. Perfect. So these are going to be our two pieces. Oh, I have not. let me get this into its layer. Okay, a little bit rebellious there. But we made it. So this will slide off, and this will be the front card. So this will be the end result. Now we need to work on the mechanism, and we'll need these two pieces. Okay, let's move these out. So our next step is working on the mechanism. Let me bring my trimmer. We need a piece of flexible plastic. So from a plastic bag from the store, that will work. This is actually leftover plastic bag that my stamps came in. I just saved them because I know they're super useful. I'm gonna cut a little bit here where all the where that adhesive is at, so that's not in our way. And I am going to cut in here because of course this is closed, right? So I'm gonna cut a tiny bit there just to open up. And what we're going to need is a piece that measures 2.5 by 9. So I'm hesitating. I have seen it made with 8, 2.5 by 8, but I'm going to cut at 9, and here's why. I feel that if I need to cut a tiny bit, it's easy. I will have to do this all over again if that doesn't work, you know what I'm saying. So again, 2.5 by 9, and we can trim it off as needed. Now we're going to get one of those black pieces that we had cut initially, and we're going to line at 2. At 1, at half an inch. So here, and I'm going to use my left side of the trimmer. Let me move these a tiny bit. And we're going to start cutting between 3/4 and 3.5. Let's see, we said this is 4.5, and we need to have 3/4 in. So 3/4 from here, 3/4 from here. So of course the first 3/4 is very easy because we can use this here. And so I'm just going to cut in there. And let's see, 4.5, 3/4, that will leave us at 3 3/4. So we'll move from 3/4 to 3 3/4. There we go. Okay, so we have a tiny slit, and we're going to make the same thing. And I think I was so careful that I didn't cut this correctly. So we're going to line again at our half-inch mark and cut between 3/4 to 3 3/4. And we're going to turn around and do the exact same thing. That kind of looks ugly, but it's okay because nobody's going to look at it. Align it, your half-inch mark, go between 3/4 to 3 3/4. And again, this is where this trimmer is just so useful, right? Because you have cutting in between. You have measurements on this side, and it's just so useful. So let's bring our piece who's here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slit this through here. Whoops. It's fighting with me. And here. Okay, man, took me forever. And this is going to go in here. And that's, yeah, probably 8 is good. We can trim a tiny bit of it. Let's trim a whole inch. The whole inch I put extra. So bottom line, yes, cut it, make it at 8 inches. So I'm going to cut here. So bottom line, you need 2.5 by 8. I think I always leave extra, and I forget that it really needs to be 8. We'll go back again and slide this through, okay? And I'm going to leave these in here, and there we go. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. So I want to leave these there, so when this moves, it doesn't get stuck, right? So let's see. There. Okay. And that's our mechanism, because what's going to happen is this is going to move. So I'm going to use our tear and tape. I'm going to put one in here, and as you can tell, I got some tear and tape there in my and I'm going to put 2 of them actually. Want to bring our, take your pick, get those off. Oops, well, mostly, and align this properly. Okay. No way so rebellious. And we are going to attach it, but don't make it super tight. So you see how that will be the tightest. I'm leaving a tiny bit fluffy there, so we have some flexibility, some movement. The movement is not tight, and this is our mechanism. right? So what's going to happen is we're going to adhere these in here, and we can pull them. Well, one will go, I'm making this backwards, one will go here and this one will go here, and they will pull each other. See, this will go like that. So let me take a moment to explain why we want these area where we put the tan tape towards the edge. So obviously we have a piece here, right, that is left over, and we have another piece of the plastic on the inside. These is going to cause for this to not go right this way, obviously, and the same will happen with this one on the other side, because there's two, it's much harder for the plastic is to slide smoothly. So if we align these to one edge, we make sure that it's going to have enough movement or enough area for the whole card to move. I hope that makes sense. Now, what's the next step? So like we said, this one is going to go in the front, and this one is going to go in the back. And I didn't mention these earlier before. When you're making these panels, be mindful that some of this will not show, which is why I put my bats in here and not here, because this is going to go here, attach here, and this is going to go probably open that much, I'm thinking. And so we're going to get a little glimpse of these ghosts. And if I had put these bats in here, we would have probably not seen them. Okay, I hope that makes sense as well. So the next step is we're going to adhere this back again all the way to that edge, and we're going to glue this one or attach this one in here. And the best way to do this is attaching, yes, you imagine, to the actual, oops, that didn't go well, to the actual plastic instead of the panel. Okay, let's see. So this is going to go this way. We have to pay good attention to it. And I am trying to center this within the the panel with the plastic strip we got there, and also with this lid we made, because we know that's straight, right? So we have one, and now we're going to turn over and do the same thing. And so these, I'm going to actually do it this way. This goes like this, so I'm going to turn it like this. And so I know that I have to put that in here, the plastic in here. Let me do this again. This is how this is going to open. So this is how this needs to stay. I'm going to put this back, put it all together, and now I know this is the corner I need to put the glue or the adhesive at, so I don't get confused. I hope that makes sense too. And I'm going to put, again, some tear and tape in there. And yes, I'm going to do two of them and take those off. And let me take the other one off. I'm making sure this is all the way to the edge. And so is that. And now, again, making sure before I glue this, or adhere it, because we don't want any drama, that this is going to work. It's in the right place. So I know I have to use this, turn over and glue. Well, attach, not glue. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use that strip we cut in there, that cut to guide me, as well as the plastic. And that's our card. Isn't this super cute? See what I was telling you? You'll barely see him, but there we go. Now, this is going to be our front. And this is going to be the back, so obviously we don't see all that. Now, in order for this to work, we'll need to put some dimensionals in here, and I'm going to put 1, I'm going to put 3. try to stay away from that mechanism. So I'm going to take this off. This is where that take your pick. This take your pick is one of the best tools you will ever get. I am telling you, if you don't have it, you need it. So this is the front. We're going to align these as best as we can. And there we go. And now we'll go to the back and do the same thing. I'm going to use the same 3. You know what? I should have thought of this. Oh, well, it's not too noticeable. Actually, well, yeah, I'm leaving it as is because you have wide dimensionals. If you want it to be a little better, you can probably use black dimensionals, which Stampin' Up has. So you don't see the white, but it's not too noticeable. So, oops. I love my take your pick. Okay. And now we align this again. And this is our card. Ta-ding! See, the little ghost is just popping up. It's so cute. There you go. Ta-da! I love it. I absolutely love. I love interactive cards very, very much. It's one of my favorite. I think that I'm just a kid at heart and I can't help it. So this is our third alternative. I hope you enjoy it. Super easy to make. Again, all the only extra things you need is a little, oh, you know what? I have some of these and I want to put them. I barely put them. Let's see. I want one here. One there. Oops, did I move it? It just moved, didn't get stuck. And we are going to put one there. I love these extra stars that we got. And actually, I'm going to move this one a little bit there and bring this big one here. And I'm going to put another one around there. There. They say that odd numbers are better, so I put 5 because I want to put one of those bigger ones. Okay. What do you guys think? Oh my God, do I love it. Oops, that moved. I just love this so very much. Well, people, thank you for being here with me. I sure hope you liked the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me come back up here. There I am. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you like the general content of the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell in case you're interested to be notified whenever I am live or whenever I am uploading videos. I am live every Tuesday. There's a few exceptions, but all Tuesdays, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And then I am, I always upload the Paper Pumpkin Kit alternative on Thursdays. I still try to make it between 12 and 2, but the reality is sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. It kind of depends how I've been working on the finishing touches, and sometimes it gives me a hard time, the videos. It happens. Technology is our friend, but sometimes it's kind of a mean friend. If you, again, need anything, have concerns, had doubts, you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, don't hesitate to send me a email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com. There are other ways to contact me there in the website, and we can chat about what Stampin' Up is offering. I believe that in the month of October, we have a offer for those that are interested in joining Stampin' Up. You don't need to be a demonstrator. You can do this just to get a 20% discount. And let me tell you, I I am definitely my best customer. So at this point in time, I have a 25% discount, and that is such a blessing when you really are a little bit addicted to crafting. I can't help it. I love it. So again, send me an email, even if it's just to say hi. I will appreciate it. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.